When I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce, we sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? So he responded right away and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. Like, I knew that I was ready to leave that day, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us, and I was like, so what are we gonna do? And he just kept playing and he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. So it was like within a couple days he moved out.
That's a failed attempt at narcissistic manipulation. She wanted to hurt him. This clip is enough to know why he was so okay with the divorce.
You know what I've noticed? Women will leave a marriage because they are just unhappy. But men, they will stay through the years of attitude, rejection, and flat out disrespect, trying to hold on to the promise they made. And that's the difference. Women chase happiness, but men fight to keep commitment. And that might sting a little, but it's true. There is a big difference between being unhappy and being ungrateful. Unhappy can be worked on. It can be fixed with effort, communication, and humility. Ungrateful, that's when you stop seeing the good right in front of you. Sometimes it is not that your husband stopped trying. It's that you stopped noticing. You stopped thanking him. You stopped respecting him. You stopped showing him the love you expect back. And eventually, even the strongest man gets tired of being treated like he doesn't matter. Men do not usually give up fast. They give up quietly. And by the time they do, it's not because they stopped loving you. It's because they were done begging to be loved back. So before you say you are just unhappy, ask yourself, are you giving the same effort and respect you are asking for?
A good husband doesn't quit easily, but when a wife stops seeing him, stops respecting him, that marriage starts to fade.
Having babies out of wedlock is not slowing down, it's actually speeding up because men have checked out. Men are not afraid to be fathers, they are afraid to be husbands to women that bring drama, disrespect, and emotional warfare to their peace. So what happens? Men still want legacy. They're going to clap cheeks, but they gonna keep it moving. No vows, no risk, and no drama. It's very sad, but unfortunately, as women, we're doing it to ourselves. I have seen it firsthand, up close and personal. I used to be in the wedding industry, so I can tell when love is there and when it ain't. I can look at two people standing at the altar and say if they deeply love each other or not. You can see it in their eyes. And I'm telling you, I done been to enough weddings where it ain't been no emotions at the altar. It's nothing but performance for the photos. I have seen this countless of times, and I realize that as women, we have stopped marrying for love. Men marry for love and we marry for status and money. Trust and believe, men see this too. This is why they are opting out. No man signs up to feel like a wallet and not a partner. Men are absolutely tired of being used, discarded, and drained. Men didn't kill marriage. Women killed marriage, and men have just stopped volunteering to lose it all for women that don't even respect or love them.
Oh my goodness. Here she goes, hitting the nail on the head.
Have you guys noticed that most married men aren't actually happy? Most married men are lying to themselves and gaslighting themselves into thinking that they're happy in a marriage which is loveless, sexless, where the woman always argues and belittles and emasculates them. Their wife endlessly nags at them while they're working full-time, trying to provide for her, for the family. Women will often victimize themselves and say that their mental load is overbearing. Meanwhile, the man has to look at the big picture, worry about the wife, the kids, working every day, endlessly paying for all of the bills, providing. He has to worry about investments, about retirement, about the college funds for the kids. Meanwhile, the woman only has to worry about preparing dinner, keeping the house clean, making sure that the kids are happy and healthy. The woman will say that she's overstimulated just because she has to cook dinner and keep the house clean. But they never stop to consider the mental load that men have. Most men stay in relationships so they don't lose everything, so they can see their kids and they don't have to split custody. It's truly so sad how many men gaslight themselves into staying in a relationship where both parties are not happy and they feel like they can't speak up because they have a wife who berates them or emasculates them and belittles them on the daily.
So many people are excited about the idea of marriage versus the reality of marriage.
It's a lovely little PSA that nobody asked for.
Oh boy, buckle up, kids. This one's about to get real.
You wonder why the divorce rate's so high? You wonder why there's so many women in their 20s, 30s, 40s that are not in relationships or not getting married just because they plain don't want to? Or why there's so many single moms in the world right now? It's very easy, very simple. Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Oh, I see. Funny thing is, neither are men, and that's why we're walking away in droves. So, what's any different between men and women in this?
Let me say that again. Women are not accepting the bare minimum anymore.
We heard you, and guess what? Neither are men.
If you want to be a partner, please be a partner. If you want to be in a relationship, please give benefit.
Okay, we actually agree on this point. You should be getting benefit from your partner. So why don't you tell us a few of the benefits that you're going to provide?
To someone, I can pay my own bills, I can make my own food, I can raise my own kids.
Okay, guess what? We can do all those things too.
I understand that you're tired at the end of the workday, but so am I. But guess what? Someone has to do the laundry, someone has to make dinner, someone has to watch the kids.
And someone has to mow the lawn, someone has to fix the car, someone has to... I could list a whole bunch of things that men do that really women don't count as doing chores, because it's not something they value. And the funny thing is, even when we do all those things, you discount it because, well, it's not done the way you would do it.
If you're not going to do that with someone, then just don't do it.
Okay, we hear you. That's why we're walking away.
Because we can do it all ourselves.
And so can we.
And we have a lot less socks to turn right side in the laundry.
Well, you got me there. I stand corrected. You see, I thought the things that women valued were love, respect, taking care of one another. Nope, I was wrong. You've enlightened me. It really comes down to one thing. The only thing that matters to women is whether the socks are turned in the right way. And people wonder why gentlemen are just plain done.
All I heard was me, my own, I. That's why we go overseas for a good wife.
Did you know that the Bible speaks more about an abusive wife than an abusive husband? We hear so much about the narcissistic, manipulative, controlling, abusive men towards women. And my heart goes out to all those girls that are in those relationships. But what about the woman that verbally rips apart her man on a daily basis? Disrespectful, nagging, criticizing, yelling. The Bible has a term for this. It's called a contentious wife. And she is more annoying than a constantly dripping, leaky faucet. It says a man would rather live on the corner of a rooftop than share a house with her. It's that bad. Listen, we've all been her at some point, but awareness is the first step, and you cannot let her take over your mouth and your relationship. You have the power to speak life over your man in a way that nobody else can. You have incredible influence over how peaceful your relationship is, if only you can tame your attitude, your tone, and your choice of words.
Nobody talks about the other kind of abuse. When a wife tears down her man daily with her words.
So what I did to my husband this morning was I get really frustrated with him because he had an opinion about how we were going to set up the podcast.
Okay.
And he was in the middle of something. And it was irritating him how slow I was moving about the setup because he knew I had a lot to do. And so did I. But I was needing him to move forward with his life out of here.
Bye-bye.
And I got really frustrated. And I'm like, you have no right to tell me what to do. You need to not be in this. And I'm doing my whole thing and being a toxic woman. And it reminded me of a study that was done.
I love it. I love it.
He would never talk to me like that. So women are more likely to be verbally, emotionally, and psychologically abusive than men.
100%.
And
yes,
we
I
don't know
agree
we're
with
doing that.
No.
So I just saw this study recently.
Oh, interesting.
And I thought, how many things have I said, like when I'm angry or mad, that he would never say to me. And we get away with it. Why?
It is not
It's
fair.
not fair.
I think part of the reason we get away with it is because the level of their strength is different.
So why do it in the first place? When a man is toxic, everyone is against him. But when woman is toxic, you all find it funny.
Why are men so angry at women who are divorcing? Part 1. Some of them feel hurt about the process. They have this idea that the money is theirs and they shouldn't have to split the assets with their wives. They devalue the contributions of their wives to their families, and they think that taking care of kids isn't all that hard. They're just plain selfish, and they don't care if their wives walk away from the divorce dirt poor. Men, you can say all the hateful things that you want to say, but I am still not going to stop helping women get their fair share of the money.
In the States, men are mad because the whole system is against them. No equal custody, paying child support for kids taken away from you, and this is one more enemy, clearly expecting she supports women who do wrong.
That is how you that's how you ruin good men. If you are a woman who is not healed through their trauma, say you were in a past relationship with a man who was extremely abusive to you, and in your survival mode, you would match his level of intensity, so you would start yelling, screaming, calling names, throwing things in his face because he was doing it to you. And now you're in a new relationship. And you're with a man who doesn't do anything like that. He's a super sweet dude. He has his flaws. He frustrates you and gets under your skin a little bit. But once you enter fight or flight, and you're triggered, and you're living that scenario that you had with your ex, knowing that that is not your current partner, and you start throwing things in his face and calling him names and yelling at him and berating him because you can't control your emotions or resolve the trauma and the damage from somebody else, you are ruining that good man.
It all comes down to a complete lack of accountability, done with the past, trauma, excuses. Treat people how they treat you.
Why is it that every marital problem somehow gets pinned on the husband? She's unhappy, your fault. She's cold, you must not be affectionate enough. She yells, you are probably not listening. She's emotionally distant, you are not doing enough to make her feel secure. But no one's asking, what's it doing to you? Why are you walking on eggshells in your own damn house? Let me guess. You go to work, you come home, you help with the kids, the house, the bills, you fix what's broken, you solve the problems, you swallow your pain just to keep the peace. And what do you get? Criticism, coldness, attitude, and a running list of everything you don't do. Here's the harsh truth. You are not seen as a partner. You are treated like a project, something to be managed, controlled, corrected. And if you ever dare to bring it up, she flips it. I guess I'm just a terrible wife, huh? Maybe you should just leave. You are being too sensitive. Suddenly, she's the victim again, and you are apologizing for even having a need. The blame game. Let me break it down. You are not her husband. You are her emotional punching bag. Because somewhere along the way, our culture made it normal to blame men for everything. If she's unhappy, it's on you. If the marriage is falling apart, you must have failed her. No one talks about her behavior. No one questions her emotional abuse. No one asks what it's doing to your confidence, your peace, your identity. She can disrespect you, deny you affection, manipulate your words, but you are still expected to be the stable one, the calm one, the provider, the protector. But brother, who's protecting you? Let me say something most men never hear. You are not always the problem. You are just the one carrying all the blame because you are the one who stays quiet. If you are in a relationship where you are always wrong, always guilty, always chasing love that never comes, that's not a healthy relationship. That's manipulation. And you don't fix manipulation by being nicer, more patient, or more forgiving. You fix it by waking up. See it for what it is.
Because in today's Western society, women are not held accountable. Even when she cheats, it's the husband's fault. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.